Hello. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing today? It is so good to see everybody. I feel like I haven't been here in like a year already, and it's only been about a week and a half. I miss you guys. How is everyone doing? How is your morning? How is your afternoon? How is your evening based on where you are in the world at this moment in time? My name is Zoe Baraka. Once again, I am coming to you live on the Dear Daughter page, and the show is To My Younger Self. This show is a show that takes you down the memories of the highways of memory. Did I just say that? Yes, I did, but you get what I mean. The highways of memory where we tell stories and learn from our past, that would push us into the future. My name is Zoe Baraka. Welcome, welcome. Listen, I am unable to see you, so can you do me a favor? Just go into the comment section, say hello, say hi, say what's up, tell me where you're watching me from. Say something in your dialect. I know in Burkina Faso, in Mori, we say bello, we say kenken in Kusal, and we say la anwane, which is how are you. In Frafra, we say akwaba, which is tree, thank you. We say ekabo, we say hariba, or haribu. Did I say Karibu, Karibu, Karibu Sana. Welcome. I'm a little frazzled today, but it's okay. We all do that every once in a while. Oh my good God. Pastor Teresa, how are you? All right. Of all the people I would have thought would be on today, definitely not Pastor Teresa because of her time zone. How are you? Oh my good God. I love this woman. Thank you for joining me today. You woke up so early. Early is it where you are? Good morning, Beverly. How are you? It is so good to see you. Just wanted to say thank you for joining me. As always, go in there and tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me something in your local dialect, wherever you're watching me from, especially those of you watching me from the continent of Africa. Tell me something in your local dialect. I definitely would want to hear from you. I'm going to jump right into the story. We're coming off of a high off of 2 weeks ago. Is it a week and a half ago, when we have an amazing storyteller just dazzle us with amazing stories that kind of, we need that time to unpack that. So we're back. And so forgive me, my mouth is still trying to get used to being the person that is speaking as opposed to listening. So forgive me. There's going to be a few stumbles here and there today. Plus, I'm a little sleepy still. All right, I'm going to jump right into the story. So today's story happened, I guess I was probably, I want to say 19, maybe 20, but I was probably still a teenager then. My dad at the time was stationed in a particular place in Ghana in one of the barracks there. And so my sisters and I, what we really thoroughly enjoyed doing was going to visit my dad every weekend. We loved it so much. We would do everything we could to be able to get there. And when we're not able to get there, oh my God, our whole week would just be messed up. But when we were there, we had a lot of fun. One of the things was the fact that dad was hardly at home. So we just, and mom was in the big city. We just had time to ourselves and be kids and, do whatever we wanted to do. Now, what would happen is most often than not, my dad will drive us back into the big city at the end of the weekend. So this particular story kind of happened on one of the drives, going back into the city. So we were on our way back. My sisters were asleep in the back seat. I'm the firstborn. So, of course, how it normally would work is the first child would call dibs to sit in the front seat. We didn't know what calling shotgun meant. Over here, when you say I call shotgun, it means you get to sit in the front seat. Hi, sis. Good morning. How are you, my dear? It is so good to see you, my lovely sister. I love you, sis Elsie. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go right back into the story. So, of course, just by virtue of me being the first child, I got to sit in the front seat. That's all it was. And I remember on the way back, I was so tired and I just needed to close my eyes for a little bit. And my dad is in the driver's seat. And normally we would be having a good chat about whatever, my dad and I just talked about, we just shut the breeze. We just talk about everything. And he would give you history lessons and all kinds of things. Except this time around, I was really tired and I was so jealous of my sisters in the backseat, knocked out. And I really just wanted to go to sleep. So you know how my dad is talking or whatever, and I doze off a bit. And he's talking, and all I hear him say is, "Are you awake?" And then so I juggle back up. I'm like, yes, but I'm sleepy, Daddy. Can I go back to sleep? And this man chose one of the most horrible moments to give me a teachable moment. That's when he said, "Have you ever thought about why there's two pilots in a plane?" I said, "What do I care? I don't care. I don't know." I was being very petulant at the time. Well, the reason is that so that the person driving doesn't fall asleep, because if the person driving falls asleep and the person who is supposed to be in the front seat also was asleep, guess what's going to happen? Everybody will die. Let me tell you, that thing jugged me up so quick. The sleep left me. And, I never, can you help me with this, Audrey? Ojako, is that how you say it in Ga? Ojako means what? Good afternoon. Welcome. I feel like it's saying welcome. So help me with the translation, please, sis. Going back to the story. So it juggled me back into memory, into, not sleeping. And I didn't think twice about it. But what I do know is this. I didn't go back to sleep the whole trip back to Accra, which was the big city at the time. Good morning. Yes, it means good morning. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. So I just didn't think about it. Now, I've moved on with my life. I'm here in America, living life, la-di-da, whatever. Last week, I was thinking to myself, what kind of story am I going to be telling this week? Because you always have to dig really deep to be able to get a story that would be impactful. And I've been going through some things personally at work and all kinds of things like that. So, myself and God, we're having a lot of talking, and sometimes we speak in strange languages to each other, God and I, because sometimes I'm saying to him, I don't know what to tell you right now. I feel like I've told you everything already. So, I'm just going to speak in a strange language because I don't understand it. And on Saturday, we had a shoot, and one of the guests lives very far away, all the way in Brooklyn, which is about an hour, 50 minutes away from here. And I had to go drop him and come back. It was very stressful. As we were going, there was a lot of detours, and this person sitting on my right-hand side, he pulled up his GPS. Even though I had a GPS in the car, he pulled up his GPS, and then he started to direct me towards the parts where there was no traffic and where I could maneuver to be able to get to Brooklyn faster. And then boom, suddenly as we were driving, this story came up to me almost as in like I was in a trance. I was like, wait, do you remember back in the day when your dad and yourself were driving and he told you the story or the purpose of a co-pilot? And I said to, the man, well, his name is Chris, so I'll just put him in the story. I said to Chris, oh my good God, something just clicked, That is what a co-pilot is, someone who sits by you and literally helps you when you cannot go anywhere, and that is what God does. And as he was trying to tell me, hi, Francisca, it is so good to see you. My sister, hi, Seti, it is so good to see you. Thank you guys for joining me. So I'm going back into the story now. So as Chris was telling me, well, let's move this GPS here and go into another thing called Waze. Waze tells you where the police will be and where there's an accident and all that. And he was a very, very good pilot. It suddenly dawned on me what a terrible pilot I was to my dad at that time. Even though I was 19, I was totally just really wanting to go to sleep. But here is the gotcha of the story. I started to ask God, so in this particular case, who is the driver? Am I the driver or is he the driver? And I am just co-piloting him. And that is when I got the most amazing answer in my life. He said, we are both driving at the same time, but I have the GPS. All you have to do, just like you were listening to Chris, is to listen to me. Whoa. And that's the story I have for today. I wish I could just say, all right, goodbye, let's go home. That's it. Suddenly it just hit me. Who is your co-pilot? Lately I've been struggling with some things, talking about my purpose and what I was meant to do and what I am doing now and all kinds of things and, just so much going on in my mind and how I should have a strategy. So Saturday was one of those days where God literally took his time to give me back to back lessons. Now, after I drive Chris into Brooklyn and come back, we're having a meeting, a bunch of women who have come together to just pray and give testimony and all kinds of things. One of the most powerful statements one of the ladies said that also helped me with this particular story was this. She said, we didn't have a plan. God was the plan. And even though I'm kind of still going back and forth with God, this particular statement has engulfed my whole mind because my 30-something-year-old brain is telling me by now I should have a strategy. I should have an exit door. I should know where exactly I am going and how exactly to get there. But then this woman comes onto this platform. Shout out to all the women, God's women in waiting. I love you. Thank you. Yes. She said, we didn't have a plan. God was the plan. And as God was teaching me about co-piloting and how Chris was able to maneuver to get us into Brooklyn, and mind you, as we got into Brooklyn, he still found the easiest way from Brooklyn back into Rockland County, which kind of shaved off maybe 30 minutes because then it was only going to take me about 54 minutes to get back. I mean, it took a little longer, but still, that's what a co-pilot is, which is God, one, and also that very night, he said to me, I am your co-pilot, but also you don't need to necessarily have a plan. The world tells you you need to have a plan. Once you have me, and once you're always listening to me, just like you were listening to Chris saying, let's take the high, I remember at some point he said to me, let's not take the lower level, let's take the upper level because the traffic is less in the upper level. And I listened to him, and once we got there, the traffic was moving so easily, and we, looked in the rear view, and we said, "Oh my God, those people at the, lower level are going through so much hell right now because it was so jam-packed." God was saying to me, just as long as you're listening, when I say move, that is the plan. When I say move, that is the plan. You don't need to have a 5-year plan. Some people need that. But I realized, Zoe, you're not some people. You're you. Some people need a strategy and need to plan for every penny and every dollar. That's not you. You have a co-pilot sitting on your right side who has a GPS knowing exactly where you're going because, mind you, I'd never been to where Chris lives. He knew exactly where he lived and he knew exactly how to get there, and he pulled up a GPS. And just like my dad told me on that drive so many years ago, pilots or co-pilots do not sleep on each other. And God finally told me yesterday, I will never sleep on you. I am your true co-pilot. So what are you going through? I know a lot of us are going through so much right now, but what are you going through really? What are you going through? Do you have a co-pilot? That co-pilot will be your plan. I have decided that co-pilot is God. Who is your co-pilot? Indeed, he began to break it down. At every certain point in your life, there will be certain co-pilots in your life. Ultimately, he is your co-pilot, but every once in a while, you get to be someone else's co-pilot. Someone gets to be your co-pilot, and all those people are voices that God is using to help shepherd you into the place where you're going to be. So in all of the struggles we're going through, in all of the questions we have, in all of the deep-seated, sometimes we don't even have words for what we're feeling, things we're going through. As long as we know that we have the co-pilot, the ultimate co-pilot, who will never sleep, because mind you, I was totally told, actually, I did end up falling asleep, just so you know. By the time we got home in Accra, I had taken like at least an hour nap, and my dad had absolutely, given up on me. But God will not do that. Okay. Another life lesson now, when I'm in a car and I'm in actually the front seat, I never fall asleep. I make sure to be awake, to talk to the person driving, because they need that strength to be able to drive. Who is your co-pilot? That's all I have to say today. That's the question I wanted to pose to you. Who are you driving this life with? What is your destination? And even if you know it or you think you know it, there's going to be so many detours. And if you don't have a skilled person sitting by you who knows exactly where they're going and where that place is, to be able to pull up a GPS to tell you where to go, where to turn, you will be lost for a very long time. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say that. I'm going to go ahead and read a few comments here. Let's see. We're going to go up, and say hello to Pastor Teresa again. Good morning. Beverly Ross. Oh my God. So good to see you, my dear. How are you? Sis Elsie says, hey sis, good morning, everyone. And yes, OJ Cole right here. My dear sister Audrey. Seti says, hi. Francisca says, hello. I have a few people saying, I love it when God connects the dot. Don't you though, sis? Don't you? And I know you know what I mean, because all of yesterday, I legit was crying to this woman via text. I need you to pray for me. I have been this. I love this woman because I just dump all of my crap on her and I keep it moving. Pastor Teresa says, God was and is the plan. Audrey says, God never sleeps on me. Seti says, many are the plans we make, but God's plan for us is the plan. Let go and let him. Wonderful lesson. That is so true. I never even thought about that part about letting go and letting him, because, I'm kind of still trying to be at the driver's wheel. There's a song that says, Jesus, take the wheel. And that's one of the questions I kept saying. So, Jesus, if you take the wheel, do I become the co-pilot? But that is my philosopher's mind doing things. Pastor Teresa says here, what happened? We lost connection? Is that even possible? Okay, I'm just going to go on. For some reason, I can't see my comments anymore, and I don't even know if I am live, but I'm going to keep going. Something is going on with this platform at the moment. But guys, I do want to say thank you. I want to appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. As you go through this week, as you go through your day to day, whatever you're going through, I want you to keep asking the question, who is in the driver's seat? I hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me, because for some reason, my comments and everything just kind of shut down on me. I can't see anything. But who is your co-pilot? Who is driving with you? And does the person know where they're going? I want you to always think of God as your co-pilot. You don't need to have a plan. You don't need to have a strategy. As long as he's in the car with you, as long as you know he is your co-pilot, you will get to where you're supposed to get to. All you need to do, all you've ever needed to do, is to have an open mind, have an open heart, and be able to hear. Be very, you need to have discernment. Sometimes you will be stuck in traffic for a long time. Indeed, I've been stuck in traffic for about 10 years, believe me. I know what that feels like. You could be right where I am, where you're kind of just stuck. And you're thinking you don't have a co-pilot because you don't know where you're going. Because guess what? For all those people who are at the lower level, they still got home. It didn't mean that they didn't, have God with them or whatever, or that they didn't have a good GPS. It just meant that at that moment in time, they needed to be in that tunnel for as long as it took them to get to where they were going. That was their purpose for that particular time. So yes, some of us are stuck. We feel stuck. I do. I feel really stuck, like real stagnant, can't move, almost like you're in a box. It is still part of God's plan. He still is your co-pilot. Just trust the process. And he will bring you to the other end, because guess what? I made the journey twice, and coming back, it was easier. Okay? Listen, unfortunately, this platform kind of gave up on me. I am unable to see anything, and so I'm not able to read the comment anymore. But I love you. I thank you for joining me today. Next week, we are going to have one of Ghana's big guns coming in here and sharing a story with us. I don't want you to miss it. It's going to be a lot of laughs. It's going to be very, very funny and also very deep. I am excited about this person that is coming. I don't want to give them away yet, but you will be so amazed. You will be so you will be happy you got to hear this person speak and tell a few stories. Okay, so come with your coffee, your tea, and all kinds of other stuff. In June, we're planning a big thing. It's going to be a sisters thing. It'll be fun. And I cannot wait to do all of this with you. Again, where are you calling us, or where are you watching us from? I don't know why I keep saying that. Sometimes I think I'm on radio. But where are you watching us from? Especially those of you watching us from Africa. Please, 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 please. I want to hear from you. All the way from Algeria to Zimbabwe, I want to do this. Let's tell stories that glorify the God that is in us, one, and also tell stories of positive things, because we have so much to say out of the continent of Africa. Let us tell our stories for once. We've allowed a lot of people to tell our stories for too long. It's time we told our own authentic stories. I want to hear from you. Reach out to me on the Dear Daughter page, and we'll definitely try to find something for you to do on the page. This month, next month in May is definitely going to be a male thing. So yeah, watch out for that. There's going to be a lot of good stuff going on. My line producers, I truly thank you. Once again, I am not able to see anything. I don't know what's going on here, but hopefully you're able to see it, so that's good. But Elsie Dixon, as always, I love you bigly. I really, really do. I cherish you. I thank you. I thank you for your big sisterhood. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your sniper hunt prayers. And I thank you for always knowing exactly what I need to say when I can't even find the words to say. Thank you for being a big sister. The same goes for Pastor Teresa and everybody on God's Women in Waiting. I truly appreciate you guys. My line producers, Sedina Mavevo and Yidana Kubigbila, I thank you. My underground producer, Audrey, thank you. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. You guys are the bomb. Listen, enjoy your day. I will see you next week. Happier and definitely with more words, because in the beginning I was like, blah, but it is well. God is in it and it is well. That is all that matters. This is Zoe Baraka signing off, saying I love you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.